hello. I am DM Jules, and you are, yes, thank you, Amy, on it. She's all over it. She tells me when there is sound. Thank you. Kia ora, and as some podcasts say, pineapple? Is that when we're supposed to start the recording or something? Anyway, kia ora, and welcome to Fate of Isen Book 2, Puka Puka Rua. We are a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition podcast made by a bunch of Kiwi comedians, proud members of Kiwi RPG, Kia Mu Whakatau o Aotearoa, tabletop role-playing from New Zealand. We korero paki, that's telling some jokes and te reo, hopefully save the world and have a whole lot of fun along the way. Thank you for joining us today. If it is your first time visiting Isen, hey! Welcome! It's lovely to have you here. And for all of our Fades who are coming home again, well, welcome back. Welcome home. That's all I'm allowed to do before Twitch cancels me. Anyway, it is great to see you again. So, we have a very exciting story to tell and some very cool cast of heroes to help me discover it. So I'm going to throw it straight to the sidebars. Take it away, sidebars.
Kia ora, I'm Jules Daniel. I play Bardley. I'm a little bit of a bard, a little bit of a brat. Is it still brat summer for us? I don't know if it counts anymore. Well, it wasn't when it was, and now it is, and we couldn't have brat winter. And honestly, I don't even know the song, so I don't know why I'm doing this. Over to you, Severin.
Hey everybody, how we doing? Severin. I'm playing the human monk, Dexter Clementine. He's a bit of a monkey boy, a bit of a punchy boy. But he's a human and not a monkey. We were evolved from monkeys. Anyway, I'm going the same spiral as Is It Brat Summer? Did we evolve from apes? Surely I'm sure.
Oh hey, I'm Erika. I play Taryn Grimm. I wasn't prepared for Brat Summer and Brat Summer. Maybe a sausage winter for a brat sausage? I don't know. That's a sausage, right? Brat.
I was wondering where you're going with that.
Me too. Chaos. I'm a water genasi sorcerer, storm sorcerer. This is gonna be good. Over to you, Jules. Help us.
Bratwurst.
I cannot help you guys. I
sure
am
hope
here.
it does.
I am here to make your life more difficult, more complicated, more edgy. Less summer.
More brat.
I am your dungeon master for book 2. I'm here to get lore droppy and put our crazy chaotic sidebars into some actual hot water or hot air, considering where they are. But we don't find our sidebars in any particular trouble as we start our adventures today. Indeed, we find Dexter and Taryn having a leisurely walk back from the ports towards the Without Wings to check in with the tavern after a long day of finding out information last time and sending letters to Nurse Nahi and visiting with friends. Everybody loves being social, getting out and doing social calls. So, as they head back to the tavern to kind of end their day, let's see what happens.
Do you think Bardley's awake yet? I just realized we ran off and didn't leave them any notes.
I mean, if notes are anything to go by, do people read them? Or do they just leave? That's what I'm about.
I come barging out of the inn and I go, "Where have you been? What are you doing? Why haven't you been here? What have you done?" I would say that you're in hot water, but we're in the air, so I'd say you're in hot air, but in hot water means that you're in trouble, and in hot air just sounds like you're full of baloney, so that's what you are. You're full of hot air. I've been here this whole time worried sick. And I grab both of your approximate ears, because I really don't know what Taryn is working with, and I don't want to ask.
It's an ear,
but I said I didn't want to ask.
Taryn will tell. Ouch, ouch, ouch.
And explaining as I'm as Bradley's talking, and I pull you probably I'm in the middle, and I pull you both into the inn.
Ow. Would you have read a note if we left one?
You know I can't read.
Oh no.
So then it's okay then.
Yeah, then we're fine.
That doesn't make it okay. You wake me.
I want to say we were in a rush. We weren't really in a rush. I just leisurely strolled out. But you were sleeping. You look so peaceful. You've been so busy.
Yeah, you need to do a beauty sleep. Emphasis on the beauty.
I did. And I do look beautiful when I sleep.
Like an angel.
Like a little angle.
Like a cantaloupe.
I made your likeness so well. What did you find?
Yeah, what have you been up to?
You've been out doing stuff. Yeah.
You know what? How is Bardley right now?
How are you?
I'm really stressed because I feel like scared because I don't know where Granny is at all, and no one seems to know where Granny is at all. And also, did you know people just go missing all the time?
All the time?
All the time, people go missing, and especially if they're airheads.
Oh, there was that guy's wife, which led him to create a murder dress. That wasn't great.
That's the only one I know of.
I think that was something different, maybe.
Oh.
Oh, you mean the wife disappearing?
Yeah, wives are going missing.
Was she sick or did she disappear?
Just disappeared, I think.
I definitely remember someone yelling, "Where is my wife?" And I think it was him.
His wife.
You guys actually did ask him if his wife was sick when she disappeared, and he said no. Why would you say that? Like, she was healthy as.
Exactly. He just said, "I'm looking for my wife."
As what? I don't get it.
Yo. You do, and that's the thing you don't admit.
What? What do you say? I don't understand.
It's okay, Dexter. I think Bardley's still tired.
Yeah, there's a guy named Torbrat down in Lakeside who just walks around going, "My wife!"
It's his summer, you know.
Apparently, Bardley never
Torbrat
actually
summer.
came against Torbrat. Yeah.
The next chapter is Kazakhstan. Oh no. Okay,
I'm killing off Bardley just to be Tall Brat now.
I have to write down Torbrat.
Torbrat
My
summer.
wife.
It's a summer. It's a summer.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
summer.
This is why I never understand
This is
my
bad.
notes after an episode, because I just have things like Torbrat, my wife, written next to it.
It's
I'm
like when you write a
sorry.
joke when you're trying to fall asleep. You're like, what does
Yeah.
this even mean?
This is what my brain is like.
What do you mean people are disappear? What people? Do you know what's causing it? And also, for why? For why do they disappear? Why?
I don't know, man. I'm telling you the extent that I know things. Like,
Oh, I get it. You heard people are going missing, and then you're like, that's all the investigation I'm gonna do into this. And then you come to
you
me,
know what?
Dexter.
What did you actually turn up? What are you bringing to the table? Because I'm hearing a lot of negatives, and I'm not hearing a lot of solutions here. All I'm hearing is that you disappeared for a bunch of time, and I maybe did actually follow those leads and still didn't find anything. Did you think about that and how that might affect my personal well-being and my mental health?
Is that the truth?
Did you?
Are we being honest right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you ask the bartender? We've been pestering him for the last, week or so.
Oh, he's so sick of us.
He's so glad for us to be gone.
If we're approaching the tavern, can we just see him in the window glowering?
I'm the only one that's paying for it, right, as well, because of the, working.
Pretty much.
No, I've left him alone, because he pays me
That's
in
good.
board.
Very fair. What have we looked? We got some flash new outfits. We got a whole bunch of gold. There's not a lot of information, but
2 notes, though.
2 notes.
Oh yeah, my
One from
outfit
Orly.
was actually flash enough.
Yeah. We said you didn't need one. You were dressed
Yeah.
No,
nicely anyway.
I got mine. Yeah.
We can go back. I'm sure they won't mind.
No. That would be boring and repetitive.
But yeah, so we've seen Orly and Zephyr, and they're not looking so good. But they're very appreciative of what we did for them.
They were not looking good. The store's not looking good. It's really very run down, very dusty, not very demure, no mindfulness. And I think it's probably because they're sick.
This is your chance. Have you thought about that? Dexter, have you thought about how this is your opportunity to make the grand gesture
To do
in
some
a way that would
sweeping.
actually be helpful? You could sweep. I mean, if it's dusty, yeah, I feel like maybe sweeping the place would actually be kind of the least you could do to help out if you like her. But on top of that, new marketing campaign. You take over the business. You excel. I'm being serious.
So the rest of the campaign is just, we cut back to Dexter. He's serving a customer. Anyway, to the action.
He's serving.
He's served.
Just serving.
Just serving.
And the new outfits and the employee in the fashion world. He started out as in a 2-bit competition, almost got to the end. A lot of people died, so I think by now we must have come like second. Surely first is disqualified. Just say you won. No one's going to challenge you on it.
On its second was disqualified, because I remember my wife guy being very upset about that.
Does it boost our standing here?
Yeah, are we first? Did we? No,
we
second.
came second at least, yeah.
Second,
Wait, did the first person
nothing.
died, right?
First the worst, second the best. We got the best now.
I love that you guys remember almost nothing from episode to episode. It matters to you a lot where you came in this competition.
This is canonical to our characters, though. We wouldn't remember things.
I'm trying to live in the mindset of my character. I'm a lot smarter than Bardley, but I don't show that on the pod.
Yeah, that's fair. Currently, you guys are second, although no invitation or anything has been posted from the ruler on high to visit his festival yet. So, I don't know. Things could change.
Okay, snubbed.
That was not one of the notes.
No, the other one was, actually, you didn't see this either, Dexter. We have a message from a nurse that lives up on the air saying that she's got a patient that met with us recently and who is now ill and wondered if we could help them.
I mean, we can definitely do that. I think we've sent a letter to Nurse Nahi from memory, or we are planning to. And so we can connect nurse to nurse, I guess, close the loop.
That might be a good idea. I'll get a pen and just write a reply to the nurse for now, and then say, well, yeah, we've got someone who we're asking for extra advice from. We'll be with you shortly.
Acknowledge the request, say we will visit them in 2 to 4 business days, as is the statutory time
What's
frame.
the fastest way of getting this message to them?
We've got a really good guard who does things for drinks.
And before someone jokes, save it to the cloud.
Wait, how does the guard get stuff?
They've got a good base drinks economy up here that we established last time, canonically.
Yeah. It should only be like a couple of beers, and then they can deliver the letter.
Yeah.
We had a lot of time to kill. It was an interesting period of my life.
I learned bartending skills.
Yeah, a real mixologist. Taryn, you also mentioned about stopping by the store where the fabric for the murder dress was bought. I'm not a huge fan of this idea because, see above, murder dress, but it might be interesting if we want to find information about our guy and kind of like where he came from.
At least how
we
he
don't have
found...
to make a... Sorry, you go.
I was just going to say, at least how he found murder fabric.
I think I know this, but I don't think Dexter knows this, that the shadowy aspect of it wasn't in the dress itself. It was an outside force acting on the dress.
The fabric itself, he said that he bought the fabric and turned it into something, but it was already something, not just fabric. You know, so he just kind of pulled the same qualities back out of it in a more intense way, but they were united on his desire to find his wife or cause enough chaos in the process of
like he
finding his
activated
wife.
it with a spell and a combination of ingredients or something.
He kind of like something like that, but he definitely said that he found it in its state and it kind of called to him and they
Kinda
made a
shaped
deal.
it.
Yeah.
The fabric
So
was
they-
open to evil. And he was open to evil, and just a whole bunch of evil happened.
Yeah.
We should at least see if we can find the shop so we can keep an eye on it. If anything else happens, it might come from the same place.
He didn't tell you the name because he didn't really even know the name. He told you it was down like this weird, dark, crooked alleyway. And it was just this shop full of random like things, but this was the only thing he cared about. So he didn't really notice what else was there, but it was like a dark, weird store full of all sorts of strange things.
Like a curios type thing.
Like a curios kind of store. Like, he was almost like called into it, and this was exactly what he was looking for, so he didn't really spend a lot of time looking around. But he knows where he went.
We can explore more of the town. That's the most fun sounding thing right now. We're
That's
free.
also very true. Take a wander, talk to some folk.
Yep. Do we keep our bag of gold with us or hide it in our room somewhere?
Oh, yeah.
Is Bardley like, bag of gold? You guys never have mentioned this. Like, I was wondering if you were just hiding
We
the
got gold.
information.
Yeah, we still got gold and fancy clothes.
Or we divvy it up. Who normally holds the
2,000
gold?
Shopping?
Granny.
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 You guys
Granny
don't
isn't
have
here
any right
She
now.
We
has
don't
all
have
of
a
the gold
granny.
that I've ever had in my life.
Okay,
Yeah.
Dexter keeps some pocket money. He's
I
got
don't have
8
a
gold.
granny to put my gold in.
Bank of Granny.
Dexter has a little bit
You
of gold
say
because he
8
doesn't
gold.
trust the bank of Granny. Yeah, he's got 8. 8's fine. Buy some cupcakes.
I have utterly committed to the scam of the bank of Granny as Bardley.
Oh,
I
Granny
give
releases
her
a-
absolutely everything. I've said that every time.
when
I've
she
never even
releases a
taken
crypto.
anything. Except for an item.
Yeah, I mean,
Granny's
to
gonna
be
show
fair,
people with
she-
Granny
And then I
coin.
ask Granny every time, and I'm like,
Yeah.
please, Granny. And she goes, yes, little one. And then she pats me on my head and slaps some sourdough into my mouth.
Aw.
Anything to shut you up.
Bardley actually sounds as, like, really upset about Granny not being here. Like, as
I
Bardley's
am.
talking- yeah, as you're, like, talking about, you know, what normally
Bardley's the
happens with
most
your
genuine
money,
and sincere.
you know? Yeah. It's just, like rambling on about what you usually do with your money, and, yeah. Granny is not here. And it's probably quite upsetting that you haven't been able to find any clues. Like, you know, how is the crew feeling about that? Like, Bardley went hunting for like 3 days, and all that Bardley turned up was that people go missing. You know, that's not nothing, but like, and a lot of information about the people that go missing.
It
or the type-
literally is nothing, though. Like,
But-
it's more information, but it is nothing. I literally turned up. Nothing. People turn into nothing. There's nothing here.
Yeah.
Sky people taking people.
Could happen at any time.
There is more up. I assume. Do we have solar systems in Isen? Is that a confirmation or?
To the wiki.
No confirmation? I don't know. Brad, that's a Brad question.
Is there space beyond the Isen atmosphere? Is my question for Brad. Brad, please grant
Yeah.
me my wish.
When
Oh,
when I
hey,
said
Dad.
to Brad that I was going to play with above Isen and below Isen, he just went, "Yeah, cool. I haven't written for
You
that."
didn't realize that
But
much.
I don't
Have at it.
know that he had planned for the solar system. So really,
Well,
that's
why not?
Spare time.
yeah. There you go, Brad.
Get
Just
onto
you
it.
know, in your spare time.
You've got some
Um,
homework.
He's got nothing more important like children or a family or something like that, right?
Yeah. Anyway, okay. So, you look up into the sky. There's light up there. Sure. There's probably something up there. So, you know, you can make assumptions as you like.
Somewhere out there.
So, are you planning on, because it's like getting towards nighttime, are you planning on sleeping here in the tavern again and before you head out, or are you planning on heading out at nighttime? Like, what's the vibes here?
Heist at night.
Oh, we want a heist at night, do
Maybe.
Only if it involves pies.
Oh dear.
Well, we can go at night time, but I don't think many shops will be open at night time. But if it's a dark shop, maybe darkness is where he trades
Oh
in.
gosh, let's just go to sleep.
Yeah, I was going to say we just go in there in the day and like talk to people, but honestly, breaking in sounds like a chaotic fun.
No,
thing
no,
to
we
do.
could no. No, we could go. How about we go under the guise of shopping, and then we pretend that we're secret spies while we're shopping in quote unquote.
We could totally be spies.
And we could be spies, and we can spy on people, but then we're pretending that we're shopping, maybe for like a cool outfit for me or something. But you know, like nothing. It's not important. But
Are you,
like I don't.
you're
need
gonna
an
keep
outfit,
bringing.
sometimes
You're gonna
it's
keep bringing
nice.
that up.
It's not.
It's
It's
gonna
nice
keep-
to
We
like
can go
not
back.
be like left out. because I see that you, and I point over to the corner where there's a bag and like this beautiful little like old lady purple dress. I'm like, I see that you got Granny something, and the fact that you left me out actually hurts my heart.
Okay, canonically,
So I just think
Granny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
canonically they also did. They forgot about Granny as well. They just took robes for themselves.
I've saved this just to guilt them into.
Look,
We
They're
tried.
both like, where did this come from?
honestly, their favorite.
And it's my birthday. On my
would love you to get
birthday
that.
of all days, on my Bardley birthday. You do this to me? It's Bardley's birthday.
I like the idea that Bardley cast like prestidigitation to make it look like there was a purple dress coming out of the back. Just to really
Master
screw
of
with them.
illusion.
I wish I could cast Misty Step out of this conversation.
Well,
Okay.
I'm the one that can Misty Step.
Let me just blow you further, and I'll wind gust Severin.
Oh, okay,
Dexter's
we're
character.
blowing now. All right, okay.
Move you 10 feet.
Only because
Well-
we're up in the air and it's windy.
It
Yeah,
is also
yeah.
summer.
Orally, right?
Always sausage summer.
All right, like we're blowing orally. Yes, we are because we're in the air, and they do a lot of things are oral up here. Okay, anyway,
Let's go to sleep.
that's
And it was bedtime, and they all put themselves into their little Betty Bye pajamas and their little footy pajamas, and they went, "Please, Granny, can we have another story?" And they looked over to the rocking chair at which Granny usually sat, and she wasn't there, but the rocking chair kind of swayed as if it still held her energy, and Bardley sighed and pulled the blanket up just a little bit and closed their eyes a little bit tighter and knew that morning would be a little bit further away than usual.
There was one set of footprints in the sand, and that's because Granny was carrying you.
I like that it just fades into black, and that's a
That
joke
wasn't a
for
fade.
everybody.
That was a harsh black.
That's
Smash
just a
cut.
joke for everybody that's actually watching the stream because nobody in the audio podcast knew that.
Extra visual content that you only get if you're here for the live stream.
Yeah, nice.
Brad, cut out the whole segment, Brad.
Yeah, I like the idea that Bardley is rocking themselves to sleep, like saying that out loud. So the two of you just hear Bardley going and looking at the corner where Granny
Yeah,
should be sitting in a
Covering
rocking
ears.
chair.
Bardley's narrating everything, and it's concerning. Also, Bardley is rocking themselves to sleep, and it's a hammock. I feel like we established that. I don't know if we did, but I definitely decided in my
Okay.
head that I'm in a hammock.
Sure. Absolutely. Cool. So the
Fine.
night passes pretty uneventfully, actually, because the tavern owner of the Without Wings has gotten kind of used to you guys, and Gareth Lowridge just sort of leaves you be.
Oh, he likes us.
Yeah, maybe he does. You guys, haven't
A
really
certain
been
charm.
too much trouble, and also, you did try and stop that thing. He's heard some stories about how, the fight at the Wearable Arts went down, and probably realizes it would have been worse if you weren't there. So, there's a little bit of leeway you seem to have gotten from people around town. And so the night passes and you wake in the morning and you hear the kind of now familiar knock at the door and drop of a tray, which is the noise of Gareth just dropping breakfast
What's the knock?
for you guys.
Which knock is it? Give us the knock.
Shave and a haircut.
No, it can't be shaving a haircut. Give us the knock.
He just there's a quick double rap on the door that lets you know that
Give us the knock.
I don't know how.
Just clap.
You don't know how to knock?
Like, so that
You
it's
ever did?
picked up on
Is it-
the
okay.
audio.
Is it
Surely.
Okay.
Has that quenched your knock thirst?
There you go.
Hey.
That's good.
Actually, okay.
Yes.
I don't know if it
Yeah.
got picked up. There we go. Okay.
Oh, no.
We happy now?
Brad, edit the sound of 2 knocks.
Brad, cut this. Edit this out. Brad, get the video. Zoom. Brad,
Brad,
put my Chiron here.
Brad, design me a house.
Yeah. Okay.
It was
so,
an ad the whole time.
It was an ad all the way down.
as breakfast gets dropped at your door, and then the footsteps as he moves away to
And the knocking
get the rest
happens.
of the day. Yeah. So you especially Taryn and Dexter, you're pretty familiar with this routine now. It's just kind of what happens in the morning. You open the door, and there's the bowls of various oatmeal and fruit and bits and pieces that he's got used to you asking for. And so you can bring that inside. You've got that little table with the chairs around it in the center of this room that you can kind of start your day off and make plans and eat breakfast and yeah.
Well, I think we should carry a little bit of gold with us if we're going undercover as shoppers.
That is true. Shoppers have gold. That's one thing you gotta know.
How much should we take? 100 each? 50 each? What's the going rate for gold?
How much gold do you have?
We have a lot.
How big is the sack? Where did you get this money from? Who, what, where, why, how, when?
Because
really?
Second Life, and some club people seem to have a loose concept of what money is, and how much money they should give a band of adorable adventurers.
That we guess you would say that they're high class, but
Is there a cat in the tavern?
Wow! Wow! Okay. Cool. Well,
a fairly good amount.
Do we trust leaving money here? Do you want to just take it all? Like, what's going to happen?
I hid you as a cantaloupe. We'll hide the money as you as a cantaloupe.
You did what to me?
We made sure you weren't found outside.
Yeah.
I mean, you could always carry all of the money in Bardley's bag of endless...
In my cantaloupe.
And well, because Bardley's got the bag of endless weird circus things that everything comes out glittery.
The cantaloupe, and I hollowed out a hole in it for Christmas. No, for breakfast.
Yep.
Because cantaloupe's really nice for breakfast.
Why on earth would you put the money in the bag of holding?
Well, listen. Don't try to railroad me.
It protects the money from the glitter by hiding it in the cantaloupe
we're
in the
still
bag.
Gonna put it. Thank you. We're gonna put it in the bag, obviously. But first, we're gonna put it in this sloppy wet cantaloupe that's been hollowed out.
The dole it down, and it just gets smaller and smaller.
If we put it in the cantaloupe, we're gonna be so easy to track. Because everyone's gonna be like, did you come across adventures that gave you money that smells like cantaloupe? And they're gonna be like, yes, they went that way. And we are
we wash the money before we use it.
I can clean it up if we need to, and I just sort of splash some water.
Yeah. Tara's literally a water creature. Like, what's the issue here?
We need to literally launder the money before we spend it.
Dry clean.
Because it smells like cantaloupe and
dry cleaning.
A bunch of glitter on it from your weird ass bag of holding.
Jules is like, I don't know what way you want to take the game today, but you didn't guess it was going to be this. And we open up a laundry mat.
Money. Yeah.
So that I can keep it in a cantaloupe.
Yeah, using the cantaloupe that was Bardley's head while Bardley was sneaking out during the day. Right, yeah, I've got it.
If you really want, I could use like a pig's bladder or something to wrap it in to keep it protected from the cantaloupe inside the bag as well. But I kind of assume, and correct me if I'm wrong, but when things go into the bag, it's almost like a separate kind of time. Like, would things still go off in the bag? If I put a banana in there, does it like get moldy in the bag, or does it stay?
There's only a short period of air in the bag, so like if you put a living thing in the bag, it would not stay living for very long. So
what if I open up the bag to replace the air?
Every 10 minutes.
This is what I've been doing in the background of our adventure. I've been experimenting with the bag.
Yeah, things have to come in and out. You can't it can't be like
but
open.
I know it.
You know what I mean? Like,
I do.
I don't know what would happen to fruit. I guess in the absence of air, it wouldn't age. But, like, I don't really know.
Well,
I don't know enough science to know if you need air for fruit to ripen.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Okay, well, so a fire would die.
Fire would die,
100%.
definitely.
Yeah.
No oxygen. A person
Maybe
would
we
die.
just get dried cantaloupe, and it's just dried.
That sounds like a vibe,
you can deoxygenate things, right?
Yeah. Well, let's put it in the bag for now, with or without the cantaloupe, and test it out.
We'll reveal later on. Listeners, you at home decide whether or not it went in the cantaloupe in the bag, and the
Schrodinger's cantaloupe.
Schrodinger's cantaloupe.
Join the Patreon and vote on this, and if If you want it to be in a cantaloupe, vote for that. If you don't want it to be in a cantaloupe, and that will determine the adventure, pretty much.
Okay,
It's
well,
probably one of the biggest decisions.
Google Amy, which is
yay!
says that
Amy.
it still
no.
decomposes because it just produces ethanol instead. So there
Ethanol
you
filled
go.
bag.
So, alcohol money kind of cleans it,
Yeah.
Get drunk.
doesn't it?
No traces.
So that's, again, let's leave it up to the audience. It goes in the bag.
Okay, cool.
With or
we're
without a
going shopping.
cantaloupe, yet to be determined. And we're going shopping. We're off on the yellow brick road, I assume, that all cities have leading towards them. Because I've never been to a city before. Let's go.
Wait,
It's Bardley or says Jules? Because Bardley's been to several cities now. You came from...
Are they cities? Are they cities? Well, first of all, the one that you come from doesn't count. That's not going to a city. That's coming from a city. So
your
it
hometown.
doesn't count, first of all.
Georgia
Yeah. My
is
hometown.
quite a massive
Town.
city. Okay. I give up.
Alright, Taryn
Okay.
goes shopping. Taryn leaves,
Okay.
starts towards the crooked aisle.
I
or the
want to go
crooked-
too. I'm being told off for my
Crooked alley.
creativity.
Crooked alley, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
this, sometimes Jules bemoans the fact that we do not make a lot of progress in these episodes. And sometimes I'm like, nah, we do a lot of stuff. And then there was just like a 15-20 minute conversation about cantaloupes. And
To be fair,
And I'm like,
that
probably
was
got point.
railroaded though. We had to.
it was character development for the
I
cantaloupe.
remember why I was brought in, and that was
It
to
was
hurry you guys
cantaloupe
along.
development.
Yeah,
It was
you were the
cantaloupe
backbone. How's that going,
development.
Erika?
Well, I'm leaving, so we're going to the alley.
To the store!
To the alley.
Okay, cool. So you head back out of the tavern. It's bright morning. It's a lovely day here in Ayr. And you make your way across the main square. As we established last time when you came into town, there was a particular alleyway that looked all dark and cramped and, dirty and all of that kind of stuff that the store that had the healing
So we head
things
for
in.
that one.
Yeah, was on the corner of. Now, last time when you came into town and looked around for the first time, you noticed that there was a couple of guards standing in front of this alleyway. And I said to you that they looked a little imposing, like you're not supposed to come down this way, They are still there. So you're looking around for where the dark, crooked, kind of small alleyway would be. That seems like the obvious choice in terms of what you can see here, because on the four corners of this place, that is the smallest, the darkest, the crampedest. I mean, you came up from the ports on one of the corners of the square. The other corner of the square leads to what you now know is essentially the noble houses, like the big mansion folk. And then the other corner as such leads off almost to the palace district, like beginnings of the palace. And so looking at the four corners of this market, like the central marketplace, that would be the obvious one that he was talking about. And these guards are still standing there, still looking kind of imposing.
Okay, so we got two guards outside of the building. That is the suspicious building.
Outside of the suspicious alleyway.
Oh, they got in the alleyway. Okay.
Would it be helpful to detect magic?
I mean, they're standing right outside the store. Like, on the corner of this alleyway is the store that produces the various things that help heal. So if you do detect magic, that store is going to ping like crazy. You already know that. So might not be terribly helpful right now.
Does it?
But might be helpful later. Like, if you... Because it keeps up, right? So...
Yeah, 10 minutes within 30 feet, you can see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learned at School of Magic, if any. So I'll probably be able to tell one kind of magic apart from another if I was looking out for, a different kind of magic than the medicine magic.
Yeah.
Was my thoughts.
Yep. So you can kind of do this, and for the next sort of 10 minutes, you're just looking around, reading auras, basically. As you're wandering around town.
Are they stopping us from going through the alley, or just keeping an eye out so we can just walk through?
You don't see anybody walking through, so hard to tell whether they're stopping people that are walking through or whether they're just standing there. You can just head over there and ask, or try and walk through, or, But, currently there's nobody else that you're watching that gives an obvious what are they doing there.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, shall we head to see the guards and walk through?
And yeah, Dex is gonna go up to the guards like, hello.
They kind of nod and they sort of look bored, you know.
I need to get into the alleyway. Orders of the Lord on High.
And they look at each other, and one of them says, pass. And he says it in really, like, bad common. Like someone who's not used to sort of speaking common but knows a bit, you know? Yeah, and he's like, pass. And he's gesturing like this with, like, a flat hand.
Yeah. Thank you. And I raise my hand to my forehead in the greeting of...
Yes.
Was it palms out or palms in?
Palms out.
Okay.
The great Brad invention.
Yeah. And then, yeah, what after Dexter?
Yeah, and so immediately as you go to walk through, they cross, like, their little halberds or whatever, and they stop you from walking between them. And the other, like, one of the guys looks at the other guy a little frustratedly, like, you can see, you know, he's got a frustrated expression on his face, and he gestures at the other guy. The other guy rolls his eyes and goes, you say ruler pass, and they're like kind of like talking to each other and like Oren, and then he's like, paper.
No pass, just say we go. Did not give pass.
And they they nod. They like, okay, yeah, okay. Like they know enough to understand what you're saying, and they sort of have another conversation between them, and they're like, you and again he's searching for words, and he's like, dress and he points at like Aurelie's store. You
And yeah, Dex is going to take out the robes that he got there, just...
Yeah, and they're like...
Would you think they're referring to the competition?
We didn't really get a certificate for that.
We didn't get a pass either.
No.
Yeah, so you're not really sure what they're asking for. It's very hard to figure this out without being able to, like, just speak Oren, but they're trying to communicate to you. Yeah.
We're not trying to speak Oren.
Should I just comprehend languages then?
That would help you understand the side chatter, but I don't know how useful that would be.
Communicating afterwards.
I think it'll also drop potentially or detect magic as well, because I think it's concentration. But that's no real big, because everything you're seeing around you in 30 feet anyway is pretty standard. Like, you're not seeing anything unusual right now.
Yeah.
Can I take out the letter that we got from Aurelie saying thank you for your help, and just sort of show and say, we're working with Aurelie. We think that we can help her in her shop by investigating this alley.
They take the letter, and there's like an excited, like, you know, more animated chat about this one. They're pointing at her store, and they're pointing at the seal, and they're like holding it up to the light. They seem to be assessing it to see if that looks legit. I
would just say friends.
Yeah. So roll me a persuasion check with advantage, because you've pulled out this letter to try and get past these guys.
With advantage?
Yeah, because they're looking at this letter. They can tell this letter looks legit.
I rolled the same at 16.
Yeah, okay, cool. So, yeah, they pat you quite roughly now on the shoulder. They're like, dress! Like, giving you, like, thumbs up, and, you know, and they're like...
Yeah, more hand.
You know, more hands. And, yeah, they pull back their halberds quite, like, showily and dramatically, like, you are free to the dress, hey, and they cheer,
hey,
and then like somebody else behind them sort of goes, and they're like again excitedly speaking in Oren, and then there's like a little chair that goes up like down the alleyway, like as people are like, like, you know, all speaking in this other language we don't recognize.
It sounds like Simlish.
But they seem to be like clapping and like nodding and waving as you walk through. As you walk through this space, and you, what do you like? How are you receiving this? Like people sort of like recognizing you as like clearly they're talking about who you are up and down the street.
Dexter's gonna kind of bow graciously to people like, oh, thank you. A little bit awkward about the attention, but still like not wanting to hurt anyone's feelings. Just like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Polite nods and waves.
Yeah.
The like Queen's wave.
Yeah, nice.
Lapping up that attention.
Yeah.
The
so
hope is
as
that's not a sign of offense.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
If
as
it
you're
is,
walking
too bad.
through, you feel
Okay, good.
strange. You felt like this a couple of times before when
More strange than normal.
things happen that like make you feel good about something, or you just did something quite scary or brave or impressive or things like that. But usually when you're starting to put together, people are around you and they think that what you did is cool or who you are is cool, and you feel like a warm sensation sort of take over you, and you feel tingly, like you just got a lot stronger.
What?
Yes. So as you receive this like praise, adoration, recognition from the crowd here in this crooked alleyway of these, you know, poor people who have heard the story of what you did to save other people, you level. You level up.
Hey. Level up.
Level up.
Yeah, it's like you're feeding, like, and they're sort of feeding you. Like, they want to come over and pat you and say nice things. You have no idea what they're saying, but like, you know, like they're smiling at you and they're patting and they're saying like the one common word they know. You know, like yeah, and a lot of them know dress, and that seems to be, you know, what they're saying at you. Yeah. So we can deal with that in a minute, but like essentially as you're like wandering along, you're feeling sort of more powerful than you were before.
I leveled up in the moment. I just get like 2 things, no choices. We good.
Yeah, nice.
Alright, what are we now? Sniffin?
Yeah. 7 was nice.
It's only actually been like a couple of days since this happened to you last time. You remember the last time this happened to you? It was when a little girl with a poster got very excited about meeting you guys. So
when we landed here, it feels so long ago now. That was the before times.
Yeah.
I start
It was
narrating
a week
again,
and a bit
looking out
ago.
over the like.
Yes. And so as you like keep walking down this alleyway, you nearly forget what you're looking for as you come into here until you see it. There's less and less people in this particular part of the alleyway. They sort of all kind of, you know, fade away to do other things. There's little bits of the alleyway that kind of disappear off into other areas. And you can see here the houses are very dense. Not a lot of light probably making it in the windows of these places. But tucked away at the end of this crooked alley where shadows stretch long and the air is thick with an unsettling stillness, you see a shop that seems like it should barely exist at all. Its weathered wooden sign hangs askew, barely readable, and its once vibrant storefront is smudged with grime. The windows are all clouded, but you can see brief glimpses of what lies inside, strange flickering lights and shapes that seem to move just out of the corner of your eye, and it looks like shelves are absolutely crammed with oddities. Yeah, jars filled with liquids and tattered books that seem to be turning their own pages. There's just so much packed inside the loft of lost wonders, as it proclaims itself to be on the outside of the sign.
Guess we got to firebomb it.
Yeah.
Get it going. No good. Bad vibes.
Is it written in Orin or Common, the sign, or a bit of both?
It seems to change as you look at it. Like it was written in a different language, but as you stare at the sign, those weathered letters seem to rearrange themselves into Common.
Magic shop.
Very magic shop. Dexter's gonna go up to the front door of the shop. Is there an open sign or anything denoted like,
indicating
hey,
that it's open.
business? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Is there a bell as you push through the door?
Yeah, there is all of those things. There is like the traditional open sign, which is hung slightly crooked on a chain that bangs as you open the door. You can barely see it through these grimy windows, but it's there. And as you push open the door, the bell chimes, the floor creaks. You sort of dust kind of comes up from the floor as you step onto the rug here. Everything seems sort of heavy and thick. It's really, that would probably be the best explanation of it, especially considering everywhere else you go in air, everything is light and airy, and like you can always feel like a slight wind on your skin, and and you walk into the shop and suddenly everything is more thick and still and waiting.
How's my magic detecting?
Yeah, so you didn't drop it? You left it on?
No.
So how long does it last for?
We didn't end up talking to them properly, so...
Yeah. And it probably wouldn't be more than 10 minutes, although it might be reaching the end of it, which would make sense because as you walk into the store, Bardley, like everything just glows so brightly, like you're blinded completely. And so it's almost impossible to take in what is in here. Every single school seems to be represented here, and all of these tiny little objects, from rings to like suits of armor in the corner to the rocking chair that has all sorts of different curiosities sitting atop of it, like a blanket and then a doll and then so everything is just coated in this place, and everything is screaming with magic. And as
I'm screaming with magic.
Yeah.
That's thaumaturgy.
Yeah, and it's almost a blessing when it finally blinks out, right? Because it's just too much. You're like, oh, I can't. And then your detect magic just ends. And that's when the voice calls out from the darkness that simply says, I wondered when you'd turn up. And
I yell out, detect magic off.
The end of the episode.
Man, we've got Cantaloupes and we've got Turn Up.
Do you know, wait, before we end, I just want to say that when I was in high school, we played a game in my theatre class where we were going around doing the clapping and you name a fruit, and I said cantaloupe, and the kids teased me because they were like, cantaloupe is an animal, not a fruit. I got teased in school for that. I was being teased because I said cantaloupe.
For them being dumb.
I may have to change the name of this episode, I think. It was
to
going
Cantaloupe.
to be The Loft of Lost Wonders because I thought we were going to get there, but maybe we'll just call it Schrodinger's Cantaloupe.
We just made it.
So thank you so much for joining us on our adventure today. We really hope to see you again soon. If you are listening to this on the podcast app of your choice, come along to the live stream to catch the action directly as it happens. We stream every second Wednesday at 7:30 NZ DT, and we would love to see you there. Our next stream will be on the 12th of February, so you've got plenty of time to get your butt along. You've got a week. We would love to see you. Many amazing people are involved with the production of this podcast. I'm incredibly grateful for their hard work every single episode. So big shout out to my partner in crime, Brad Zimmerman, editor of the polished episodes you hear, responsible for the design of the world of Isen, which he made in the incredible book one, and now has a whole lot of homework to just come up with an entire cosmos before our next session, I guess.
And all the stuff that he has to cut out of the episode.
Yeah. Thanks to Amy Ward, our glitteriest moderator, keeping our live streams chat a wholesome, hilarious place to be, and always making sure that you can hear me, which is always great. I love you, Amy, and I don't know what I would do in my life without you. It's very intense, but tell people you love them when you love them. So thanks to Samsara, who set up all of the live stream stuff in OBS so that I can get home from work, click on, and it pretty much works every time unless I stuff it up. Really appreciate that. Thanks to Haunted Sandwich for the character art they designed for the sidebars, and Aiden Mess Photography for capturing our players in real life. And again, a shout out to Amy Ward Art as being one of the artists that created our beautiful art that accompanies our podcast. really appreciate that. We are proud members of Kiwi RPG, and we really do encourage you to visit their website to find other Kiwi creators that you need to know about. Don't forget to check out the 5 Evil YouTube clip, which I am in with the creator Morg Davey. It was a really good time, so big recommend from me. And of course, this podcast wouldn't be able to keep going without our patrons who keep the lights on in Isen HQ and make our beautiful Discord, I'm not slowing down at all because I forgot to update, a delightful, beautiful place to be. Yes, it's great. I love it. Okay.
Quick, tell a joke.
Quick, Sam.
I've got it.
Y'all
We're
have
good.
been in a lot of crazy times.
There's a bee.
Most of them don't change, but as you know, 2 of our Patreons like to tell jokes in their Patreon shout out, and there is a new joke, so I needed to make sure that I got that. So I didn't want you guys to miss that, so I'm just grabbing it.
Fully on board for
grabbing the jokes.
Full
yeah,
on, ready to go.
Because
I'm gonna be waiting on these jokes.
I would hate for you guys to miss this. So, yep. Brad can just edit this bit out. But
Brad, cut this bit out.
Brad never cuts us out.
I know, he never does.
Brad, leave this part in.
Brad, edit me out completely out of the podcast. So it's just weird silences, please.
Okay.
Brad, edit me.
Thank you. A huge thank you to our list of Patreon that support us all the time. Okay, Alex White Robinson, Irene Cucci, Laura Christine Goodman, Sam Malcolm, Kay, Victoria and Gavin Porter, Daniel Nichols, Squished, Malcolm Crowe is dead for most of the Sixth Sense, Alexander Lickhides, Andrew Evans, Case the Fog, Ezekiel, Tara Borelli, Christian Age, Disturbed One NZ says the real life When of the Forgotten says remember the forgotten. Well, he said meow, but you all know what he means. Lyndon Hood, Tom Ailey, hashtag Paul Smells, what did the geometry teacher say when their parrot flew away? Erika Jane, Penny D, Aaron Gilgren, Moji, Danielle the Tea Lady, Lady of the Tea, and the Tea Leaves, Liz from Time to Die, a D&D podcast, Paul Chalk, Polygon! Hashtag Thomas Cole.
Yes.
Hey!
Yes. You too can be a Patreon for as little as $2 a month. Join an exclusive Discord, become one of the many fans that I consider friends, and tell jokes as part of your Patreon shout out. And if you need some more dice in your life, you need to head over to our partners, fanrolldice.com, and use the promo code FATEOFISIN to get 10% off your entire order. That is a dice discount on us, but also a little heads up from BD&D, from me to you, little special shout out. B have started doing dice subscriptions, so you can sign yourself up for a monthly posted subscription to get yourself some surprise mystery dice just turning up in your letterbox, which is
how much could that possibly cost me, Jules?
I have no idea, but there are different plans, and they also have subscriptions for minis, and there's a whole load of cool stuff going on right now. So go check out our friends over at BD&D.
So choose your own adventure.
From B to me and D.
Yep, exactly. And last but not least, some Isen news to plug. Just a little bit of Isen news for you. We are going to have a particular DM be the special guest DM at Armageddon Wellington this year. I'm pretty excited.
I choked on my throat. Wait.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to announce that I've been selected to be the celebrity DM. So I will be running a game for the actors of Roswell. I'm nervous.
Cute.
I'm freaking out. But it's going to be pretty exciting. So I would love to see some friendly faces in the crowd coming along and supporting us. Fate of Isen peeps, that would be amazing to help me keep my cool and not lose my mind about, being in front of that many people. So pretty special stuff. They completely selected me because of what I do here with Fate of Isen. So this is all to do with you guys and your support and keeping us alive and listening to us. So I just want to give a big appreciative shout out for enjoying what we do, basically, and helping us keep that going around the place. So yeah, hopefully one day Fate of Isen can be just on the live stage. Wouldn't that be awesome? But, we'll keep working on it.
I was going to joke, they listened to the podcast and they heard us and they're like, nah, we just want the good one.
Yeah, just Jules.
Just Jules. Yeah.
Well,
we can't have Cantaloupes for 20 minutes on stage. We can't have
They also did select.
Hey, they would have ate that cantaloupe up.
My links to Questbook as well, but I didn't get Questbook without Fate of Isen, so it's all kind of interlinked. So yeah.
No, well deserved.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks. So last but not least, a big thank you to my players, who I would be not a DM without. I would be doing nothing without their chaos to keep the podcast going. So I'll pass it over to our players to tell you where you can find them on the socials.
I was Bardley, but I am Jules Daniel still, and you can find me at Jules Daniel on Instagram or Jules Daniel NZ on TikTok. Over to you, Severin.
Oh, it's me, Severin. Links probably in the chat right now, probably better than I can remember them. Severin Gourley, comedy person on Facebook, 7.piano on the TikToks, or just 7piano. I don't know how that app works. It's crazy. It got banned in the US, and then it's just back like anything. What a crazy weird time to be alive, everybody. So follow me over there, where I should drop more things, but I lack personal discipline or any kind of stick-to-itiveness. Except with this
just drop
podcast.
a piano.
I'll just straight up Looney Tunes someone in the street.
like a cartoon, yeah. No,
piano.
well, I didn't say to do it to someone. That's very messed up.
You did just say.
I just said drop a piano. I thought it would be funny to not hit someone, but you'd made it dark.
Well, you're talking about just dropping a beat, but dropping a piano. So piano music just starts playing.
No, I meant like a grand piano smashing onto the ground.
You guys know you started talking before we had finished with the outros, right?
Brad, cut this out.
Brad, edit my voice to sound like Batman. Brad, am I Batman now? Am I Batman?
No editing required. Brad, can you edit in the sounds of a piano being dropped? That'd be amazing. We go to Erika.
Hi, I was Taryn Crib. I am Erika. I have handles on Instagram as Jayne and TikTok as Starry-Eyed Harpy, and I've got one post on it, and it was a behind-the-scenes Isen thing from last year, and that's it. But enjoy, if you ever go there. Over to you, Jules.
Hey, I've been Jules. You can find me on Jules from NZ on pretty much most of the socials. You can hire me as a Questbook DM, and you can see me usually in the weekends hanging out in the BD&D store buying more stuff. So those are all the places that you can stalk me if you have an inkling. I've really enjoyed hanging out with you all today. Absolute chaos, as I knew it would be with my 3 players back again. Wait till there's 4. Let's see what happens.
Don't know
then.
what you're talking about.
Kasha will be joining us back again in a few more weeks. She's just got a bit more real life adventuring to do before she's ready to come back into the fold. I say that because she's doing a lot right now, moving house, doing all sorts of stuff. So we're just giving lots of love and hoping that she makes it through. I know she misses us greatly. So
happy birthday, Kasha. Get well soon.
Yes, and give Sourdough Bob a big hug from us all. So with that, crew, e nohora, ka kite ana aroha nui. Goodbye, we will see you again soon, and we love you lots.
What have forgotten to say? Call your parents!
I don't mean to sound like a chicken.
Unless you hate your parents, in which case...
Brad, cut this out! Cut this out, Brad. Brad, cut this, Brad.
Get rid of it.
Brad, cut out all of Severin. Brad.
And then people calling their parents.
He gave permission earlier, Brad.